सुख के सब साथी दुख में न कोई, सुख के सब साथी दुख में न कोई। मेरे राम तेरा नाम एक साचा दूजा न कोई। सुख के सब साथी दुख में न कोई। जीवन आनी जीवन जाया, जीवन आनी जानी छाया। झूठी माया झूठी काया, फिर काहे को सारी उमरिया, फिर काहे को सारी उमरिया। पाप की गठरी डोई, सुख के सब साथी दुख में न कोई। मेरे राम तेरा नाम एक साचा दूजा न कोई। ना कुछ तेरा ना कुछ मेरा, ना कुछ तेरा ना कुछ मेरा। ये जग जोगी वाला फेरा, राजा हो या रंक सभी का, राजा हो या रंक सभी का। अंत ही एक सा हो, सुख के सब साथी दुख में न कोई। मेरे राम तेरा नाम एक साचा दूजा न कोई। सुख के सब साथी दुख में न कोई।
मैं कुछ कहना चाहता आपसे कि हमारे होस्ट ने मुझे शास्त्री श्रीवास्तव कह के पुकारा है। गलती नहीं है, बहुत ज़्यादा दूर नहीं है। मैं यूपी में पला बसा वही तो कई लोग श्रीवास्तव ही समझते मेरे को।
मनमोहन मन में हो तुम्हें, मनमोहन मन में हो तुम्हें। मोरे रंग रंग तुम्हें समाए, मानो या मानो ना हो तुम्हें। मनमोहन देख तोरी छब सांवरिया, देख देख तोरी छब सांवरिया, बनी है राधा तुम्हारी बावरिया, रोम रोम तुम्हारे गुण गाए, मनुया मानुना हो तुम्हें मनमोहन मन में। देख देख तोरी छब सांवरिया, देख देख तोरी छब सांवरिया, बनी है राधा तुम्हारी बावरिया, रोम रोम तुम्हारे गुण गाए, मनुया मानुना हो तुम्हें मनमोहन मन में।
थोड़ा मन दर्पण कहलाए, थोड़ा मन दर्पण कहलाए, भले बुरे सारे कर्मों को देखे और दिखाए, थोड़ा मन दर्पण कहलाए, थोड़ा मन मन ही देवता मन ही ईश्वर, मन से बड़ा न कोई, मन ही देवता मन ही ईश्वर, मन से बड़ा न कोई, इस उजले दर पर प्राणी धूल न जमने पाए, इस उजले दर पर प्राणी धूल न जमने पाए, पूरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, सुख की कलियां दुख की काटे, मन सबका सुख की कलियां दुख की काटे, मन सबका मन से कोई बात छुपी ना, मन के नैन बजार, जग में चाहे पागल कोई, मन से भाग न पाए, थोड़ा मन दर्पण कहलाए, थोड़ा मन दर्पण कहलाए। Thank you. मित्र प्यारे, मित्र प्यारे, हाय
क्या हुआ?
This is one of my own compositions, which Dr. Purana used to come here very often to the temple. She wrote the lyrics, and I composed the tune and I sang. I think I gave some of you the CD. Sorry, my throat.
देखो रे मोरा जोगी प्रीतम बार मेरे आयो रे देखो रे मोरा जोगी प्रीतम बार मेरे आयो रे देखे उसका रूप सलोना मन मेरा हर्षायो रे देखो रे मोरा जोगी प्रीतम बार मेरे आयो रे कानों में मुद्रा गले में विषधर तन पे भस्म रमायो रे मैं जो डर गई देख के विषधर मंद मन मुस्कायो रे देखो रे मोरा जोगी प्रीतम बार मेरे आयो रे। Thank you.
Good morning. Almost good afternoon. I'm Dr. Shasi Swaminathan, and as the host mentioned to you, we'll be talking this morning about depression. Let me first give a shout out to our host, to the leadership of Hari Om Mandir, to bring forth a topic that is so necessary in our society today. बधाई हो आप लोगों को, क्योंकि डिप्रेशन के बारे में बात करना, मेंटल इलनेस के बारे में बात करना इतना आसान नहीं है। हम बात कम करते हैं, खुल के नहीं करते, छुप के करते हैं। तो बहुत ज़रूरी है कि आज हम इसके बारे में बात करें। तो मैं चाहूँगा कि ये जो कॉन्वर्सेशन है हमारा आपके सामने, it will be an attempt to answer 7 or 8 questions before us. First question is, why is it important to talk about depression? Depression की जानकारी इतनी important क्यों है? Second question is, अगर इतनी जानकारी है और जानकारी के बाद भी हम क्यों नहीं मदद मांगते? Why don't we access treatment for depression? इतने ट्रीटमेंट्स के होने के बावजूद भी less than 40% of people who are diagnosed with depression ever get any help. बाकी 60% nobody takes care of them. तो क्या वजह है? उसको हम स्टिग्मा कहते हैं। स्टिग्मा यानी लोग क्या सोचेंगे। Number 3 is what causes depression? ऐसे बैठे बैठे डिप्रेशन हो जाता है, हो सकता है, और इसकी और वजह हैं, कॉजेज हैं जिनको हम समझना चाहते हैं, समझना जरूरी है। Number 4, हम में से कोई ऐसा नहीं है जो कभी ना कभी उदासी महसूस ना करे। तो उस उदासी जो हम सब किसी के मर जाने से, किसी कुछ हो जाने से करते हैं, उसमें और क्लिनिकल डिप्रेशन जिसको ट्रीटमेंट की जरूरत है, उसमें क्या फर्क है? हाउ डू वी डिस्टिंग्विश एवरीडे सैडनेस, डिफिकल्टी, स्ट्रेस फ्रॉम व्हाट आई कंसिडर मेजर क्लिनिकल डिप्रेशन व्हिच नीड्स टू बी ट्रीटेड प्रोफेशनली? और उसके पार्ट 2 क्वेश्चन ये है कि क्या सिम्टम्स हैं इसके, किस तरह हम पहचान सकते हैं कि हमारे रिश्तेदार, हमारे जान पहचान के, हमारे दोस्त को डिप्रेशन है या नहीं, और अगर है तो कैसे अप्रोच करें उनको। सो व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट सिम्टम्स ऑफ डिप्रेशन? And but last but not least, the seventh and last question is: once we find out someone is depressed, how do we go about accessing treatment? What are the different treatments available, and how could they help us? ये next half an hour, 40 minutes, मैं चाहूँगा कि ये 7 questions को हम एक-एक करके आंसर करें कि हम समझ जाएं डिप्रेशन के बारे। मैं कोशिश करूँ कि आप काफ़ी टाइम आपके सवालों के लिए, क्वेश्चंस के लिए छोड़ूँ मैं, और ना भी हो तो मैं कहीं नहीं जा रहा, मैं ये हूँ इसके बाद में। Anybody wants to talk to me more about it? Not so much about individual issues. I may not be able to take care of that in the next 5-10 minutes. But things that you have wanted to know about depression that you have never asked, this would be a good time to ask those questions. तो डिप्रेशन की जानकारी जरूरी क्यों है? हम में से 1 out of every 6 people in this room will in their lifetime get severely depressed enough to need clinical treatment. 1 out of every 6. Americans, Indians, countrymen will encounter depression that needs to be treated. The cost of depression in terms of treatment, lost wages, people who don't come to work because of weeks and weeks of depression, is over $250 billion a year to this country. इतना नुकसान होता है हमको डिप्रेशन को ना ट्रीट करने की वजह से। तो ये बहुत ज़रूरी है हमारे लिए कि इसको समझें हम। The other reason is depression is a real illness, और इसको हम ज़रा खोलेंगे और ज़रा आराम से समझेंगे इसको। और ये बात है कि आम आदमी डिप्रेशन को एक इलनेस नहीं समझता, कमज़ोरी समझता है, वीकनेस समझता है कि अगर हमारे में इतनी हिम्मत हो, साहस हो, करेज हो, इतनी कोपनी स्किल्स हों तो हमें डिप्रेशन नहीं हो सकता। क्यों हुई? हर स्ट्रेस को हम उसको बर्दाश्त कर सकते हैं, सॉल्व कर सकते हैं। तो हमें साइंस के जरिए समझ आई बात कि दिस इज एन इलनेस लाइक एनी अदर इलनेस, डायबिटीज, हाइपरटेंशन, अल्सर्स, asthma. This affects the body, it affects people around you, affects your relationships, and if not treated in time, it could cause the worst possible effect, which is suicide. And that we'll talk about that in a minute later on. So, and yet, even though it is a genuine illness, most of us don't think that way. देखिए, अगर मुझे हार्ट अटैक हो जाता है, मुझे कोई तकलीफ नहीं है आपको बताने के लिए कि पिछले हफ्ते मैं हॉस्पिटल में था 10 दिन के लिए, उन्होंने फलाना प्रोसीजर किया मेरे लिए, एंजियोग्राम किया, कैथ किया, सर्जरी करी, खुल के बताते हैं लोगों को। पर हम में से कोई ये नहीं कहता पिछले 2 महीने से मैं बहुत ज़बरदस्त डिप्रेशन में, बिस्तर से उठता नहीं हूँ, मंजन करने का दिल नहीं करता, बाहर जाने का दिल नहीं करता, और पिछले हफ्ते मुझे हॉस्पिटल में दाखिल होना पड़ा। Nobody talks about it. Because deep down वो चीज़ जो है लोग क्या सोचेंगे, क्योंकि अभी भी, और मैं देखिए मैं अब तो नहीं, 90s 80s में मैं इंडिया जाता था हर साल। एवरी ट्रिप ऑफ माइन कम से कम 4-5 पेशेंट्स एवरी वीक आई send it. People would send their car, take me to their house, I would see them, I would make a referral to a doctor, but they would never follow up. Never follow up. वो हर साल के इंतजार करते कि मैं जाऊँगा, क्यों? क्योंकि मैं किसी को जानता नहीं वहाँ पे। डॉक्टर मेरे कहा साहब वापस चले जाएंगे, अगर इनको बताओगे तो किसी को खबर नहीं लगेगी। So that stigma, that fear of people finding out and thinking that we are weak, thinking that we're not, there's something wrong with our character. This is the biggest obstacle for in our community, certainly the American community also. ये बात बताओ, हमारे जो बच्चे हैं, born and raised here, उनको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होता इसमें। If they have a problem with depression, they seek care, they seek a therapist, they call their employee assistance program, they call their insurance company. But हम लोगों में ये बहुत डर है कि लोग क्या सोचेंगे, इस वजह से हम डिप्रेशन ट्रीटमेंट नहीं चाहते नहीं हैं, अगर मिलता है तो लेते नहीं हैं, दवा नहीं लेते। So this is an important part of the overall experience कि क्यों डिप्रेशन की ट्रीटमेंट कम लोगों को मिलती है। तो ये हमारे बहुत ज़रूरी है। मेरे ख्याल से ऐसे कॉन्वर्सेशंस बहुत ज़रूरी हैं कि हम खुल के बात कर सकें और हम ये समझ सकें कि हर इंसान को डिप्रेशन हो सकता है। फिर मैं तीसरा सवाल था कि डिप्रेशन के कॉजेज क्या हैं। बड़ा मल्टी फैक्टोरियल है, इसमें डाइवर्स रीजंस हैं। साइंस हमें बताती है कि जेनेटिक इंपॉर्टेंस बहुत है। ओवर 80 genes have been identified that link depression and mental illnesses. Depression runs in families, and the importance of that is not just a matter of statistics, but also treatment, especially medications, is similar to people in the same family. मैं आपको अपना सब बताता हूँ, मैं 90s की बात है ये। I had a patient who owned a very nice clothing store near Lincoln Park, and she came to me for depression. 6 months, 8 months. I tried several medicines, nothing worked. We were thinking about hospitalizing her. She was becoming more suicidal. And then her sister came from Boston and called me and said, I know that you are bound by professional confidentiality, that you cannot talk to me about my sister. She told me that she's getting help from you. I just wanted to share with you that my doctor, after several trials of different medicine, finally put me on this particular medicine. That medicine was not being used in the 90s. It was started in the 50s and 60s. It was sort of not being used anymore. Next morning I called my patient. I said, yeah, don't wait for next, I'm going to see you tomorrow. उनको मैंने बुलाया. Within 1 week she started on the new medicine, which actually was a very old treatment. And within 4 to 5 weeks, she was completely normal, after suffering for almost a year and a half. तो ये information कि उनकी बहन को डिप्रेशन था, उनकी बहन को फलाना ट्रीटमेंट से फायदा हुआ, ये जानना बहुत ज़रूरी है. So in the causes of depression, family history is an important link. Trauma, हम सब समझते हैं इस बात को. Someone close to you passes away, especially childhood trauma, deprivation. Mother is absent, mother is mentally ill, mother has got drug problems, whatever the case may be. So any of those major traumatic events in early years of life often predisposes the person to become depressed when they get older. There are medical reasons for people to get depressed, and मैं जब ट्रीटमेंट की बात करूँ मैं कहूँगा कि आपको पहले अपने फैमिली फिजिशियन को दिखाना चाहिए. There are several illnesses. For example, thyroid. Low thyroid can cause exactly the same symptoms that people have with depression. Lack of energy, excessive sleepiness, no motivation, sometimes crying spells, increased gaining weight, sleeping a lot. जिनको हम डिप्रेशन के तौर पे समझते हैं, वो symptoms थायराइड की कमी से हो सकता है. Blood pressure medicines, especially beta blockers, can cause depression, can have mimic symptoms of depression. Chronic anemia can cause depression. Cancer of the pancreas, cancer of the brain can cause depression. तो ये medical चीजें, genetic influence, major trauma in early years of life, family history, these are different causes that can lead to a person becoming depressed. But in medical cause और है, I don't want to take a lot of time doing that, but the important thing is to know that sometimes depression can be caused by a physical or medical illness, by certain medications. So it's important to share that with your doctor. But 16 million people in this country, which is about a vast number of people who have clinical depression, have no reason to be depressed. No reason. And that is what is so difficult for us in our community, in the public, to understand and accept कि भी अच्छा बना है वो, अच्छी घर पे हो गया, बच्चे ठीक ठाक हैं, बेबी healthy है, he is doing very well in life, depression कहाँ से हो गया उसको? So just like you can get asthma, just like you can get high blood pressure, just like you can become diabetic, हम कभी ये सोचते नहीं है कि भाई वो अच्छा खासा कमाता है, अच्छे बच्चे होंगे, चल रहे हैं, डायबिटीज कहाँ से हो गया उनको? डायबिटीज किसी को भी हो सकता है, ठीक है? तो इस तरह डिप्रेशन भी बिना किसी रीजन के इंसान उठता है सुबह, कहता है पता नहीं मन नहीं लग रहा मेरा आज, पता नहीं क्यों. So frequently depression does not have a cause or a reason, And often people spend a lot of time thinking what could be causing my depression, often don't get treatment for that reason. So the next issue is, how do you separate ordinary depression, ordinary sadness, ordinary discomfort, distress, despair, to a clinical depression? Because I can tell you safely that there's no one in this room who has not had some days in their lives, because of some external event, the loss of someone that you loved, that you become depressed. Sometimes you don't feel like getting out of bed, you don't want to do anything, you don't want to eat, you don't want to sleep. When that feeling, and the exception, एक ही exception है, and that is the death of someone that you love, son, husband, mother, father, we call that grief reaction. तो grief reaction एक exception है कि हम allow करते हैं कि आम आदमी, when you lose somebody important, has a certain time that they go through a depressive phase. Sometimes it's 6 months, sometimes 8 months, sometimes a little longer. Failing that exception, when you are staying depressed, उठते हैं सुबह आप, मनुष्य से लगता किसी में दिल नहीं कर रहा. If that stays for 2 weeks continuously, then you'll begin to think about a major depression. The second big feature that separates ordinary depression, ordinary sadness, I would say, from clinical depression, is a lack of interest in things that you previously enjoyed. Music, television, sewing, cooking, being with friends, being with family, relatives. जिस चीज़ों से आपको खुशी मिलती है, वो बंद हो जाता है. Somehow you just wake up and say, किसी में मन नहीं लगता हमारा. When that feeling and the period of sadness goes on for 2 weeks or more, I think we start thinking of depression as a major clinical treatable illness. Other symptoms that are extremely important, especially when you're watching someone in the family, is difficulty with sleep. नींद आने में तकलीफ, सो जाए रात को 2 बजे उठ जाते हैं, 2 उठने के बाद दोबारा नींद नहीं आती है. You're not able to go back to sleep after 2 o'clock in the morning. And when you wake up, the world seems to be overwhelming. Early mornings, mid-mornings are the hardest for people with depression. And when that history comes, when you observe that should spark in our thought that this could be a clinical depression going on there. Lack of appetite or eating excessively, both happen in depression. Almost always it is losing weight, losing appetite that causes it. But every now and then I've seen somebody who's gained 30, 40, 50 pounds of weight because they're very depressed. They also don't exercise, they don't get out of bed, they don't go anywhere, and that adds to the weight gain when it happens. Frequent and sometimes non-precipitated crying spells. आप TV देख रहे हैं, suddenly you break into a crying spell. When you begin to say, I don't know why I'm crying right now, but there's no real reason for it, that usually is a hallmark of depression. Certainly having suicidal thoughts or feelings of hopelessness or helplessness. जीने का क्या फायदा? हम क्यों जी रहे हैं? These kind of thoughts start to become more and more recurrent in people with depression. So those are major things. In if you go to a psychiatrist, they have a certain system. If you have 2 or major symptoms such as pervasive sadness for 2 weeks, lack of pleasure in activities, and then any 4 or 5 other symptoms such as crying spells, not sleeping, not eating, these become an important aspect of saying this person is depressed. So that's an important part of our knowledge base. If we see people in our family who go through, there may be some difference, and we'll talk about that in a minute, in terms of, is there a difference between children in high school, in teenage years getting depressed, vis-a-vis women and men in their middle ages, and then is there a difference between those and seniors like us, people 60, 65 plus? Is there a difference in their depression? And the answer is yes. But before I get there, I wanted to mention that depression can affect anybody, rich or poor, educated or not, It's like any other medical illness we talked about, right? But there is a certain genetic predisposition that women tend to be diagnosed with depression twice the time that men do. Part of the reason is that there is an increased incidence of depression in women, but more importantly, women tend to seek treatment. They usually go to their primary care doctor and say, I'm feeling very down, I'm fighting with my husband, things are not going well at home, I don't feel like going to work anymore, I'm going to enjoy my life. They tend to be a lot more open about it. And that makes their diagnosis obviously more. But even apart from that, there is an accepted fact that major depression seems to be a lot more prevalent in women than in men. Women attempt suicide a lot more than men do. Men complete suicide a lot more than women do. That's an important thought to remember. Men don't attempt suicide very frequently, but when they do, it's almost always lethal. Women attempt a lot more. There's usually a sign of seeking help, so it's a little bit different. The adolescence, which is not something that we do, but we have children, we have grandchildren, so it's important to understand it. First of all, their depression goes unnoticed because they hide it well. But usually the earliest symptoms of depression in teenage years is a certain amount of social withdrawal. They don't want to go out to be with their friends, they don't want to meet people, family comes home, they go to their room, spend a lot more time on their computer, on social media. That time increases as the depression gets worse. There's a lot of research now showing that social media has tremendous influence on people who are predisposed to depression that actually can cause depression. Because you look at people, you think they're doing phenomenally well, they're having a great time, how come I'm not? Those kinds of pressures come in the way of teenagers then. Increased irritability, baat baat pe jhagadna. Those are very common features in younger people, especially teenagers, adolescent years, to become subsequently more depressed. So the other symptoms of increased sleepiness, sleeping long hours, often sleeping late, waking up very late. But irritability, social withdrawal, and sleep disturbance are among the earliest symptoms in teenagers. And very similarly, in the older population, in the geriatric, as we call it, senior population, irritability is very common. Either lack of memory or perception of lack of memory, which they try to hide. That in both is a symptom of depression. It also can worsen the depression because you start to say, I can't remember things like I used to remember, something is not right. Social withdrawal is a huge first symptom of elderly people. Not communicating with the family, not communicating with friends is a major part. And when we talk about treatment, I would mention why, especially in seniors, especially in older people, this setting is so therapeutic. It's so therapeutic. Because the presence of support systems and accessing support systems is one of the most critical treatment modalities in elderly people, because otherwise they don't seek treatment mostly. So those are some of the different sort of demographic changes, differences, if you will, in younger, older women, men presentations. And the next thing we wanted to talk about was, so once you have depression, what do you do? Our biggest challenge has been in persuading people to get professional help. Partly stigma, partly a certain feeling, though, if I try hard enough, I can take care of it. I don't have to get any help. And of course, log kya sochenge, hamesha piche rehta hai. And my own feeling is that if you have somebody in the family who's had history of depression and who've been treated for depression, who've been well, they are very powerful in convincing other people to get help. Because they've been through it, they're reliable sources. But I would say that your family physician who's taking care of you for your blood pressure, who's taking care of you for your asthma, is probably the first places to go. We spend a lot of time training family practice, internal medicine, pediatric residents and trainees to diagnose depression. Part of my teaching at the university had to deal with primary care physicians. So they are reasonably well trained. And nowadays we have very sophisticated questionnaires. We call them patient health questionnaires. PH1, PH9, or whatever you want to call them. And you can score those questions. You can go to a doctor's office and request a PH1 or PHQ9. They will give it to you, you fill them out, and within minutes you can analyze it and get a preliminary impression that you're depressed. And many internal medicine people, nurse practitioners, use that technique to make a diagnosis of depression early on, and then get referred to a psychiatrist, get the medicine, whatever you need. What does the primary care physician do? What does the psychiatrist do? What's available in treatment? So I want to say there are two major aspects of treatment. One is what we call talk therapy, and I don't want to bore you with the different types of. There are multiple ways by which talk therapy seems to respond and treat depression very well. And the different kinds, there's something called cognitive behavior therapy, CBT. आप सुनते रहेंगे इसको, अखबारों में पढ़ेंगे, magazines में पढ़ेंगे, therapist से बात करेंगे. CBT is a good way to do this. CBT is really a very specialized tool that psychologists and social workers, therapists use to help the person. The notion is that a fixation on past negative experiences dominates our thinking, and we start looking at ourselves in a very negative light. And this causes depression and makes it worse. And so CBT is a way of getting an inventory of all those negative experiences and reflections. And the therapist helps you to rearrange them in a way that you're able to cope with depression. I've said that in a very simplistic way. Obviously, it's not that simple. The other aspects of treating depression has to do with the fact that our childhood experiences and our relationships can cause depression. And in talk therapy, over a period of time, you see a therapist once or twice a week for 6 months, sometimes a year. And slowly but surely, the therapist helps you to deal with different aspects of depression and overcome depression. This helps mild to moderate depression. When the depression becomes more severe, there are medications available. And we've had medicines for depression since the 1960s. But today, we have, I would say, 15, 20 amazingly good drugs for depression. उनकी खासियत क्या है? They affect, it is believed that our brain networking, our thinking, our behavior, our mood is controlled by several what we call neurotransmitters, adrenaline, dopamine, serotonin. ये नाम है उनके. They are chemicals in the brain, and an alteration of these chemicals causes depression. And so just like diabetes has less insulin and other illnesses have a problem, it's believed that certain kinds of depressions have a lower level of these different hormones, different neurotransmitters, and correcting that with medication makes a huge difference in the way they feel, think, and behave. And your family physician is actually reasonably well trained in being able to access those medications and writing a prescription. And let me tell you one thing, these medicines are not only very safe, they are not addicting, they don't have no habit formation, and can be taken for 5, 10, 15 years. They are so safe right now that even pregnant women where medicines are strictly not allowed, we try not to do any medicines, we have found out now there are certain antidepressants that seem to be safe. So that's an important part of that. Exercise, people will tell you that exercise does wonders for everything. Let me tell you, for depression, really, really does. We have been able in laboratories to be able to mimic the response of antidepressants, mild doses, with exercise. Same effect, same benefit. Mild to moderate depression responds extremely well to organized exercise. The biggest problem is that when you get depressed, you have no desire to exercise. So someone has to get you to the gym or wherever you go. In older people, walking seems to have a major impact. But exercise, in my opinion, is one of the hallmarks of treatment with depression, with talk therapy, with medications, and exercise is the third arm of that whole process. Once in a while, we're not able to help the person or the level of depression becomes so severe that people start thinking and at some point become so alienated from the world that they seriously think about ending their lives. The thing that I want you to leave behind is if you suspect that your loved one, child, husband, father, mother, is thinking along the lines, we are afraid to ask them about it, afraid to question them, because हम कहते हैं दिमाग में बात नहीं है उसको डालो मत दो. Let's not put a thought that's not there. Quite the opposite. Asking a person who is severely depressed, do they have thoughts of ending their lives, is extremely important. As a matter of fact, the person feels relieved to tell a loved one, a therapist, that they are thinking about these thoughts. When intervened early enough, suicide can be prevented. Most people who attempt suicide have attempted at least once, maybe many times before. तो कभी कभी हम सोचते हैं कि भाई 2-3 बार हो चुका है, he's not serious about it. Quite the opposite. Most people who complete suicide often have attempted multiple times before. So the level of seriousness actually becomes higher as the number of attempts go up. So one begins to think a little bit more seriously about that particular situation. I want to leave you this morning, and I'm looking at the clock, I want to make sure we have some time for questions, with multiple thoughts. Depression is a serious medical illness like any other medical illness, diabetes, asthma. It should be talked about more in society. Depression is a highly treatable illness. As a matter of fact, I would say between 60 to 80% people that I've taken care of with different mental illnesses, depression is number one in terms of response to treatment. So depression is a real illness, it is highly treatable, well diagnosable, runs in families, can be accessed through modern medicines and treatment, and the prognosis and the future course of people with depression who access treatment is excellent. A small group will continue to have episodes of depression in the future, and there are different medications for it, different treatments for it. But I want you to go home thinking today that if there is someone that I know has depression, getting them to the treatment, accessing them to care is highly beneficial. Very responsive to treatment, something we should be very optimistic. There are other mental illnesses that are far more serious in terms of prognosis. The results are not as good. But depression and anxiety are common illnesses that can be treated, can be accessed. So, thank you, Ji.
This is another one of my compositions, which was written by Dr. Khurana. मेरी आवाज़ थोड़ी बैठी सी हुई है, तो I try as much.
तू दाता मैं रंग फकीर, तू दाता मैं रंग फकीर, तू दाता पीरों का पीर, तू दाता मैं रंग फकीर, सब जन आए दूध गंगाजल, सब जन आए सब जन आए दूध गंगाजल, मैं लाई असुवन पानी, तू दाता मैं रंग फकीर, तू दाता मैं रंग फकीर, फूल बताशे लाए सब जन सब जन्मा